Assalamu alaikum. In today's video we are looking at one of most famous game of Bobby Fischer. His opponent was Robert Byrne and this game was played in 1963. Robert Byrne was playing as a white and Bobby Fischer was playing as a black. So Robert started the game with d4, knight to f6, c4, g6, g3, trying to fianchetto his bishop, c6, preparing this obvious d5 move, bishop to g2, d5, attacking the center, c captures on d5, c captures on d5, knight to c3, bishop to g7, e3, short castle, knight g to e2, knight to c6, simple developing moves, and now white also castle, b6, preparing his bishop to get developed on b7 or a6 square. White also played b3, opening this diagonal for his bishop, bishop to a6 and bishop to a3. Both players are putting pressure on these diagonals. Bobby Fischer wants to play this move of e5. So first he played rook to e8, removing this pin from this bishop, queen to d2, e5. Later Bobby Fischer confessed that he was little worried about this d5 pawn because of e5. This pawn is getting weak, but he was confident that he would put a lot of pressure with his minor pieces in the center. That's why he goes with this e5 attacking move. White captures, d captures on e5, knight captures on e5, and now every player would thought that the good plan for the white is to bring his rook to the d1 square and attack the center with this battery. But the real question arises that which rook should come to this d1 square. The white goes with this rook f to d1, and later in the game that it turns out this was the wrong rook to move. Why? Because of this f2 square. Right now there are no obvious threats on this square, but later it cost the Robert full game. So Bobby goes with this knight to d3, cutting off this full file with his knight, queen to c2, a blunder move, because now Bobby got a chance to play knight captures on f2. See that we are talking about this rook. If that rook was on the f1 square, he can simply take on this f2 square, but now he is forced to capture this knight with his king. So he played king captures on f2, but now knight to g4 check. Advancing this king does not make any sense, so king to g1, but now knight captures on e3. It's a fork on bishop and rook and this queen. White obviously saved his queen with queen to d2, and now every player would thought that he would go with this knight captures on d1, but Bobby Fischer shocked everyone with his next move, and he plays knight captures on g2. Because of knight captures on g2 move, the commentators who was also grandmasters thought that this position is winning for the Robert Byrne. But let's see, the game continues with the king captures on g2, and what this move did on knight captures on g2. This bishop was a way more powerful than this rook, and it was the only defender of this white king. So Bobby Fischer first eliminated it, and now white king is completely exposed. So Bobby Fischer played d4, attacking this knight on c3 and opening this diagonal for his bishop, for this bishop to b7 check. White accepts this pawn and he played knight captures on d4, and Bobby Fischer played bishop to b7 check. Now pushing this king forward to h3 does not make any sense, and if you are thinking about going to king to g1, but now bishop captures on d4 check, and now it's forced that white should play queen captures on d4, but now we have little tactic of rook to e1 check. If you capture with rook, then this queen is free to capture, so white is forced to play king to f2, but now queen captures on d4 with the check, and rook captures on d4, and now rook captures on a1, and this position is completely winning for Bobby Fischer because of his massive material advantage. Robert Byrne knew that king to g1 is not good for him, so that's why he goes with king to f1. And here Bobby Fischer make first move of his queen and last move of his game, and after that Robert Byrne resigned. Bobby Fischer played queen to d7, and this is where Robert Byrne resigned. But looking at this game, why did he resign? The simple threat is queen to h3 checks. So let's say if he goes to king to g1, but now queen to h3, and let's say knight c to b5, but now bishop to h6, and if you capture it, then queen to g2 is a checkmate. By looking at this position, it is completely lost for the white because of this Bobby Fischer very developed and aggressively placed pieces. And on the next move, and if he play rook a to c8, then there is no way that Robert Byrne can make a comeback in this game. So I hope you like this brilliant game of Bobby Fischer, and if you like this brilliant game, please like this video, subscribe to this channel to get more amazing and inspiring content, and I'll see you in the next one.